Creature in the Well is a simple game where you slap balls around. It's kind of like pinball, but instead of points, you generate energy, which you use to power and unlock doors to progress in the dungeon. Steam describes it as a pinball-inspired hack and slash. Pretty soon, you'll find an item called the Charge Sword. This doohickey lets you charge your balls, giving them extra speed and generating more energy. All you have to do is hold down the button, you'll automatically catch any flying balls near you. Most importantly is that it gives you the ability to hold, move, and aim your shots to various objectives. Which is great and all, but it's also kind of my biggest problem. It feels like a pinball game where you're constantly cradling each and every shot, making it feel more like a game of pool or billiards than the hectic nature of pinball. But enough standing around, let's get into the meat and potatoes. So the game opens up with a cute little title screen being engulfed in a massive sandstorm. In fact, the whole world is stuck in this never-ending sandstorm. After a good amount of beauty sleep, you play as a robot who is sick of sand in his shoes and heads towards a lone mountain. On your adventure, you uncover a mighty rusty pipe and enter the dark caverns where you encounter the fearsome creature in the caves. The mysterious creature explains how you were once one of the robotic engineers designed to help build a machine to stop the storm. However, they were unsuccessful due to the creature's interference. Believing that a single lone engineer would be unable to change anything, it allows you to continue onward, but we'll be watching. Before heading into the dungeons, you can also venture out into town, perhaps talk to Slippy the Toad, or gather some sticks and cooking utensils that you can also use as weapons, as we all love that frying pan sound effect. You can also talk to Danielle. Once you actually enter the dungeons, you'll be presented with a new challenge for each room, often requiring you to make precise shots within a certain amount of time. And while I would prefer a little more color to my fireworks, you'll often be treated to a nice light show. Now every challenge is mandatory, but doing them all will help you gain extra energy to save for later, and potentially unlock hidden rooms containing extra weapons, tools, accessories, and even upgrades. Of course, we can't forget about our new friend, who isn't exactly thrilled at the idea of us actually stopping the storm, and tells us kindly how it slaughtered many of our kind. Choosing to ignore the threat, we are dragged into the depths of heck, where we must do battle with the creature, who decides to fight us by throwing very slow-moving projectiles, which can easily be dispatched by hurling one of our balls straight through it. And for some reason, by completing all the objectives, the creature decides to retreat and allows you to turn on one of the parts of the machine to stop the storm. Be sure to stop by Danielle's, which will allow you to use spare energy and those hidden parts to make certain challenges a little easier. And so you continue onwards through the various dungeons. Some come with a unique twist or gimmick and culminate in a fun and intense boss battle, which are honestly the highlight of the game. You'll reactivate parts of the machine and rinse and repeat. And don't worry, should you die, the creature will simply throw you out of the dungeon through a well. And now the title makes sense. How it fits in the well, I have no idea. If you talk with the creature, you learn that it spared you because it enjoys watching you struggle and will continue doing so, as well as the fact that perhaps you knew each other before the storm. Once you reactivate all parts of the weather machine, the creature foils you by destroying the bridge to the controls. Fortunately, you can also get there by going down into the well. The home of the creature houses many dangerous traps and challenging obstacles, but hopefully you have gathered most of the powerful tools hidden throughout the dungeons, and will make your journey a little bit easier. At this point, the creature is no longer amused. It says it has nothing left to say to you and that it all ends here. At this point, I don't know why it just doesn't pick you up and tear you in half, and instead allows you to continue onwards. We will be taking a quick commentary break so you can enjoy some of the highlights of the final boss fight. Enjoy! Once the creature withdraws, you face one final challenge, an onslaught of deadly projectiles, which would actually be deadly if the game literally did not give you a new item 5 seconds beforehand that made you invincible. You power up one last contraption, which conveniently locks the creature behind a cage. And that's it. Strangely, there's no more dialogue with the creature, which feels kinda anticlimactic. But you and Slippy activate the weather machine and put an end to the sandstorm, clearing the skies. The credits roll and you're treated to a few drawings of the life and people returning to town and rebuilding. A nice polish is that the title screen has also been cleared up, as you get to enjoy one last scenic view.
Hey, did you see that sky today? Talk about blue.
Yes.
So that was Creature in the Well. It was a very fun game, but I just wanted a few minutes to just kind of talk naturally, no script or anything. Just to kind of vent and, rant about a few nitpicks I had. Because it's a very good game. It has so much potential, but like it just never quite hit that mark for me. I mean, you'll see here. I'm gonna put like a bunch of the boss fights or the encounters with the creature where things get really frantic and chaotic, and there's so much on screen, and it feels like pinball, and it really feels like that hack and slash element of just like dodging and all this stuff happening. It's great. Unfortunately, some of the dungeons, especially the early ones, feel like really slow and stuff. Yeah, like I said in the video, it kind of feels like you're playing pool or billiards. But like, man, once it gets to that later half, it really gets going and it's so much fun. So the problem is, like, once it does get there, the game kind of just ends. It's a pretty short game overall. I think I beat it in like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours or something. And just a small another nitpick is that I kind of wanted this to be more like a Zelda game, because like you find all these items in like secret area kind of things where you feel like you're building this massive inventory or arsenal, and I feel like you don't get to use them because I mean they're optional, but like I wanted like a bonus dungeon, where each room demanded like you use this or this and this, because there's like a scatter shot, and I'll find the dungeon here, but there's like this one challenge where you had to hit all these like panels in a given amount of time. And it's kind of difficult at first, but like if you have a thunderbolt whatever staff, and like it chains lightning to hit all of them when you hit one of them. It hits all the adjacent one. It's great. So I wish there was like one final bonus dungeon that forced you to use everything, like a nice little hurrah. And then I do feel like you don't get closure with the creature, which, like, what exactly was the creature? Like, why did it do all this? Like, why was it even there? So, yeah, that's Creature in the Well, man. I hope Flight School would be able to make a sequel, because I really did enjoy the game and I wanted more. But, yeah, definitely check it out. I know it was free on the Epic Store for a week, so it's in your library. Definitely give it a go. But yeah, that's all I got, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace.